back to Radcliffe Radio, where Radcliffe start the first of two treacherous away days over the course of 3 days. First to kick off though is Kings Lynn Town, a side they haven't met since match day 6, when the visitors ran out as 2-1 victors against the Borough. Now Bernard and Jono have the chance to right their wrongs against the Linnets, and also from last time out against their former employers and league leaders Chester FC. Now it is Greenfield that's set to take this one this time. Delivered in towards that near post. Smith just misses it and it evades everybody. Picked up at the back post now by McGammon, where Jackson will try and put chase to on that left hand side, trying to just almost force them back into their shape. Loose clearance by Johnson, but in the end they do mop it up and do well. Bit of head tennis going on between both parties before it breaks in the middle of the Kingsland half-4. Greenfield strikes it, it's in the back of the net. Greenfield cracker once again. It just seems like it's rinse and repeat, doesn't it? Oh, absolutely nothing. The Borough lead in the opening 10 minutes, Anton, and it's through that man once again, Danny Greenfield. Taylor. And then he's forced back across. It's a really, really good shape from Radcliffe, it has to be said. I'm not trying to exaggerate this. The amount of times that Radcliffe are forcing Kings Lynn back, it's quite impressive, but that's a troublesome one for Jackson to deal with, but he does with relative ease in the end before Greenfield collects. Great 1-2 between Hancock and Greenfield. Crossfield switch from Greenfield, now reaches the feet of Hume, slides it down the line for Glendon. Back out to Sargent, across the face, a goal well dealt with though by Wilson, who breaks up possession, but only momentarily as Duxbury collects once more, sends it down the line to Glendon, who's beaten the offside trap that Kings Lynn were trying to set. Great ball inside now for Sargent inside the penalty area, shrugs off one challenge. Hancock, oh, it's a great save with the feet of Paul Jones, so close there for Radcliffe in grabbing a second goal.
Warrant our lead, and if we can see what happens in this Greenfield corner as it comes in now. Roscoe goes to challenge at the near post, it's headed up rather than away. He's sat on the ball there, McCann, but battling away. Radcliffe come out with the penalty. Hancock with a strike and flashes it wide of the goal. Another opportunity goes begging.
And another one for Josh Hancock as well, who just recently joins back in this first half for the Borough. Is that a goal that... Did I just see Marine, or am I just seeing things? Matlock. Well, same difference, isn't it, I suppose. But the throw eventually is taken down the line. Hume flicks it inside now for Glendon, who helps it on to Hancock. Strikes it just wide. Could have been, should have been. And on another day, like Anton says in the distance, he could have probably had a hat-trick, couldn't he, in this first half? And, well, in the opening 28 minutes.
Disguise it, make it look like he's gone towards the far post and cut across and go near. But just dragged it a bit too far, and as I said, in these opening 28, just going into the 29th minute, Josh Hancock could have had a hat-trick here. His Maynard's under pressure. He's had it nicked off his toe, and Kingsland drying the box with Amami, and someone's car's getting hit with that one, as that one's over the bar and into the car park behind.
With a little bit more intent as Margates collects midway inside the Radcliffe half. Back out to the right-hand side for Johnson, who helps it even further out to the right for Crow, who will look to deliver the ball in. It's well dealt with by Jackson. Reaches the back post in Armstrong, who will deliver the ball once more. Back in, well dealt with by Rick Smith. Just about claws it away for Radcliffe, as it was a dangerous ball that looked like it had some form of connection from Hamami. Now that throwing will be taken on this right-hand side by Crow to Hamami. To Crow once more. Delivers it in. Cleared away though by Roscoe at the near post. Hancock will try and poke it round his man, but Johnson will get there first and will come away with possession. Manoeuvres from the centre to out to that left-hand side, and now Armstrong will look to drive forward. Delivers not a bad-looking ball in. It's off the post by Crane, but it's still bouncing around in the penalty area. Eventually is cleared away by Duxbury, but hot head in hand sort of moment there, wasn't it? Forced back to Johnson once again. He's been almost the architect, where he's been trying to build things from the back and build things up. Back to Taylor, now to Armstrong. Down the line for Crane. And once again for Armstrong in the pocket space on this left-hand side. Delivers the ball in towards that back post. Won't reach anybody just yet. Before a challenge comes in from Sargent, and a penalty kick's been awarded after a challenge comes in from Sargent on what I believe was Sam Walker. And just on the cusp of half-time, Kings Lynn have potentially got a chance there to get themselves back level. will it be the same outcome once again from the pole in the goal? Margates strikes it into the back of the net, and once again here, Kings Lynn into the bottom right-hand corner, despite Matt Hewart diving away to his right-hand side. He couldn't keep it out, and once again, Kings Lynn have drawn this game level. As he delivers in now, it's met by the head of a Kings Lynn man, but he does eventually break in the penalty area for Smith, and it's a strike off on goal from, I think it's Glendon, which just narrowly goes wide, just outside the penalty area, but a good chance that for him to open his account in a Borough shirt.
Kings Lynn, obviously we saw the one that Greeny delivered for us and it was almost led to a goal, but in comes the Walker one now. It's headed in towards goal. It's well saved down to his right by Hewart.
Certainly was, and it was the Margate's masterclass that was looking to be extended, but it was halted.
And Boston taking the lead against Spennymoor, and third, Warrington Town have equalised and need a mark. As Radcliffe have taken said throw-in, worked it in to try and go back to Jackson. Looks to go down his right hand side and get across, and he does. Hancock at the near post, glances it across the face, and behind it goes for a goal kick.
Yeah, glorious chance that, isn't it? It's a great cross once again from Brad Jackson, and now Smith. All of the Radcliffe outfield players all poised in the Kings Lynn half. Now out to Jackson on that right hand side. Will look to try and deliver the ball into towards the mixer, and does now. It should reach Hume, and it does. Bounces in the penalty area, just bounces into the favour of Walker, who can clear away, but Radcliffe looking to recycle possession and go once more down this left hand side via Maynard, who shields the ball well ahead of Hamami, and finds Roscoe with a square pass to Smith, who like himself is the only players just inside the Radcliffe half, and they now cross into the Kings Lynn half. Now Hugh descending down on goal on this left hand side, looks to get a shot off on that left hand side. You can see what he's trying to do, trying to just bend it in towards that top right hand corner. In the end, just a couple of yards inside, clips it forward where Wilson will try and cover it behind for a goal kick. Won't be able to, and it's recycled back to Sargent nicely, and then Duxbury takes a nice step inside before looking to strike it. He's moving, but straight down the barrel for Paul Jones, and well held in the end, but chance that falls the way of Radcliffe in the opening 28 minutes in this second half. And in the end, Kings Lynn, after all has been done and said, they've done well to win themselves a throw down that left hand side, which is quickly taken to McCammon. Now at the feet of Barnes to Hamimi, strikes it, but just a little bit too far wide in the end to really cause any concern for Matt Hewart. For Crow, who will help it in further out to Wilson, and now Barnes providing a little bit of width for the Linnets in this second half. Quite compact in that first half. Here's McCammon, shoots off one challenge before going out to Armstrong on the left, delivers the ball in, headed away by Duxbury. Harrison Wood just providing a little bit of a nuisance as Kings Lynn try and get the second phase, and they do now with Hamami about 25 yards out from goal. Dispossessed momentarily by Greenfield before getting a strike off on goal after the ball broke through at the second attempt to Barnes. Barnes inside now for Mateo, plays it back to Crow. Crow to Barnes, and then Crow. Maynard appeared to drag his man to the floor, wasn't the general shared consensus, but still Kings Lynn look to come forward with Hamami just outside the penalty area now, trying to shuffle it onto his left foot. Now at the feet of Barnes, who strikes it just straight down at the barrel for Matt Hewart, who holds well. And back at the feet of Paul Jones, who quickly takes it to Wilson, and then Wilson to Taylor. Goes for that crossfield switch once more towards Mateo, who wins the header, then Hamimi. And then it's reaches Hamimi, but it's a great save by Matt Hewart, and then it's smuggled back to Hamimi, who just can't adjust his feet, and then it just goes narrowly wide. But that was probably the chance, and there might be a chance here if they can get the delivery right, both Jackson and Walker over this one. Walker is the one that will take, though. It's clipped towards that back post. Now reaches Hume just outside the penalty area. Strikes it, it's just wide. Good chance that for the Borough to steal all 3 points, but I suspect that'll be all that's been done and said. As it is back now with Taylor, who hoists it into the air. Duxbury will head away. And that is the full-time whistle. It is a share of the spoils, and both will take a point from the party. Radcliffe, as we said, shading that first half and probably will be left wondering how they didn't find themselves in front by a greater scoreline.